Ferguson, Missouri has been inundated by local, national, and international press ever since the fatal shooting and killing of unarmed African-American teenager Michael Brown by police officer Darren Wilson. We've been speaking with local residents here, both about the job they feel the media has done and what the media should be doing in covering the killing of Brown and subsequent protests. You described what was happening here earlier as a revolution. Do you think What role is the media playing in suppressing this revolution as you described it?
I think it's interesting because there is definitely a division. I see people going to Twitter, Facebook, blogs, that sort of independent media to get the story behind the story. And then I see other people that are just going to mainstream media and
forming an opinion.
Forming an opinion.
That's how it is, and we are all wrong. The young people shouldn't be mad. You know, if you are white male, you don't fear the police.
Right.
You don't fear the police. But and that's teenage up to college. You know, you don't fear the police. But you can get a little 5-year-old black boy, and he's scared of the police already. So what does that say? If he's 5 at 5, he should be playing on his bike. He shouldn't know terror from the police in his neighborhood, but he does because maybe his brother went through it or maybe his mother went through it, but somebody then went through it where he's scared of the police already.
And so what role do you think the media should be playing in events like this?
I think it's all in shuffle right now. I think that mainstream media is increasingly becoming a bit more obsolete. More people are getting their news online. Antonio French via Twitter. You know, I don't even tweet. I'm part of that generation. I'm like, Twitter? Everybody's like, you're on Twitter. And I was like, I don't even tweet. So, but I know friends that all over the world were following Antonio's Twitter feed and getting up to the minute insight into what was going on, and because it was so relevant and so current that you could get a sense of what was going on, it was fair coverage. So I think that there's a shuffle going on. The same tension that you see in black and white communities, that tension is going on between independent and mainstream media.
Do you think things changed once it was like the white reporters that were getting pushed around in tear gas, or do you think?
Absolutely.
I thought that I'm glad that happened. I'm not going to lie to you. I am really glad that they were out here in the trenches. The night they gassed for like 4 nights, and the last night that they gassed, we were out here and it was peaceful. They made us march around. We couldn't stand still, and for 30 minutes, they told the reporters, the media, to go up to Soloway. They had a little area for them. And everybody else, they came all the way down to North Winds, where the Quick Trip is. And for 30 minutes, they said, stop, get you in front of the Quick Trip. Stop throwing rocks. Literally for 30 minutes. And it just bothered us because it's like we're close. And we're like, who's down there? So that made us get closer to see, and it's like, well, nobody down there. But they said it over and over again to put it in your mind. To say, so you will say, oh, it was people down there throwing rocks. And then all of a sudden, they just got the gas. They just got the throwing gas, and they just got to throwing the tear gas. And everybody literally was peaceful. And we start going back to where the media was. So when we got down to where the media was, it was this thing where, okay, media, get in your designated area. And then they literally just start pushing us back into the tear gas. I was like, oh my God, how do you take human beings? I can only imagine how dogs are getting used to Nashville now that I've been gassed, to where it's in your eyes, it's in your throat and your mouth, you can't breathe, you can't see, and they're telling you to disperse. And how they're telling you and making you disperse is by shooting rubber bullets at you.
Right.
How can you make a person that cannot see and barely breathe, you can't even get your mind together to know which way to go, and now they're shooting you with rubber bullets. And when I say I'm glad some of the media got shot with rubber bullets, and I have to give it to the hardcore media that was down there. They had on helmets and gas masks, and they were trying to get the pictures because it was no pictures of anybody. They said they were throwing Molotov cocktails. It was no pictures from that night of anybody throwing Molotov cocktails. So it just, I know, I tell people, stop the mainstream media, stop listening to them. They're lying. And they listen to the police. If the police come back and say, yeah, they were throwing rocks and they were throwing Molotov cocktails, then the mainstream media eats it up and say this is what's going on.
No
and
questioning.
we need people like y'all out here getting, the real story about really what's going on out here.
And how could the mainstream media help what you're doing? Help this case for justice? What kind of stories? What kind of stories do you want them to be covering?
I want them to not only cover this story in depth and truthfully, but I want them to cover why this is happening to so many young black men, and it's getting swept up under the rug.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is that, everybody says that this issue, I hear this a lot from the white community. Oh, everybody's making it about race. Well, it is about race.
Oh,
I mean, the fact of the matter is that men of color are racially profiled. They have a higher incarceration rate, not because they're doing more bad things, but because they're racially profiled, convicted. We know this. This has been established. But nobody covers that. And you can't talk about the issues of race, class, and privilege, which run very thickly through this, in a soundbite.
No.
It's a complex issue, and I think that the mainstream media wants to distill it down to a soundbite, and it's far more complex than that. And in order to have a real conversation, you have to sort of unpeel the layers and do some true investigative reporting.
And so has this moment made clear for this community whose interests the mainstream media is serving?
Oh, absolutely. We knew
Or was
that
it
long
already off?
before this, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You
Long
ask
before.
ask any young teenage black man. Ask them how do they feel about how they're getting treated in their own communities. I don't care. You could be wonderful. You can work with blind kids. You can walk dogs for free. You could be in a community. You could be a Boy Scout, a Girl Scout. You can graduate. You can go to high school. But when you get done, when they make an assumption because your skin color, it's like you're doomed before you got started. It's like you're doomed, and that's what they do. They don't get to know these children. My daughter lived out here about 1.5 years ago when I have 2 nephews, her boyfriend, and my son, who came back and forth. I live in Ferguson. You could literally jump my fence and be on West Florissant. So they came back and forth to her constantly when she lived here. And it was 2 different instances where the police pulled up on them and told them to get the F out the street. So when I heard that from that young man, I said, my heart dropped, because I said, that could have been my children. It was an instance where my 2 nephews were walking down the street and they were handcuffed and had their book bag searched. Why?
And it's not uncommon here, it's what you were saying.
No,
It's
it's like a reality.
Ask these young men, ask these young people what's going on, and I bet you 100% of the time you're going to get the same story. A situation where they was driving while black, walking while black. I didn't see these police pull over people on bicycles, and I always say to myself, and I laugh, but it's so serious, what could a person on a bicycle have done?
Right.
And so,
they also don't
ahead.
talk about the orbital fracture that the officer supposedly had, which was released by the police department, which totally came to be unfounded.
And Fox published that.
Yeah.
Right?
And,
it's Fox. Come on.
And then there was the tape. The notorious tape of this robbery, and then and everybody's trying to rush to get deadline and being deadline, that they're not checking their facts, and then that fuels the people who are like, oh, we're supporting Darren Wilson and we're raising $350,000 with racist comments.
So they've raised more money for him than has been raised for.
And the comments, don't look at the comments that people are making. It's about race.
And I listen to NPR every day on the way here. I was listening to NPR report where they was asking the people at the Durham that's in support of him. They was asking them what they think about what's going on, and a guy was like, well, we should wait till all the facts out. Well, y'all don't know all the facts. You know, but I believe the 3 eyewitnesses. You know, you don't have an eyewitness that no one's came to his defense, but a woman that he told the story to that said it in a phone call. You know, and my thing is with her, like, it's questions that's not being asked, because I think it's procedure. I've never been a cop, but I would beg to differ with anybody that it's a procedure, and that procedure is not, you don't shoot somebody dead in the street and you get to leave the scene.
Reporting from Ferguson, Missouri, this is Jaisal Noor.